Hey friends, today we're building a real AI agent using TypeScript, not Python. So if you're a JavaScript developer, this will feel natural. And even if you're not a dev, thanks to Cursor and the Zapier MCP, you'll be able to follow along. By the end, you'll have a working agent that check your emails, read your calendar, write replies, and create events, and you'll be able to download all the code in the link below. I'm Alexandra Spalato, full-stack developer, AI strategist, and founder of AI Alchemist, a community where we build real tools fast, with or without code. Link below. Let me show you quickly what this agent can actually do, and then I walk you through step by step how to build it. Can you read my last email? Can you check I'm available Wednesday at 3 p.m. So can you schedule this meeting from Wednesday at 3 p.m. on my calendar? Create the event, please. Okay, so it's created. So that's perfect. Can you please answer to this email? It has drafted replies. Thanks for reaching out. I'm available and would be happy to talk on Wednesday at 3 p.m. So everything works. First, we will explain what Mastra is and why it's really interesting. Then we will install a fresh Mastra app and we will set up the Mastra MCP that will give us access to all the docs inside the editor. We will use Cursor. After that, we will explore the structure of the folder and where are the agents, workflows, and the tools. Then I walk you through the weather agent, which is the default one that comes with the app installation. And from there, we will understand how Mastra works. And then we will build an agent from scratch, a personal assistant that will check your email and your calendar. And finally, we will test our fresh agent in the playground. So let's dive in. What is Mastra? Mastra is an open source TypeScript agent framework. So it's designed to give you the primitives you need to build AI application and features. So it gives you model routing with the Versal AI SDK. It means that you have an unified interface to interact with any LLM provider, OpenAI, Entropy, Google Gemini, Grok, etc. You have agent, memory, and tool calling, workflow graphs when you want to execute LLM calls in a deterministic way. Agent development environment. So when you're developing an agent locally, you can chat with it and see its states and memory in Mastra's agent development environment. You have retrieval augmented generation, RAG. You have deployment. You have evals. Well, and all that in JavaScript, no Python and in code, but you will see that is totally beginner friendly. Just bear with me. So I just copy this command and go to my terminal and paste it here. So I run this and I will call it Mastra Basics. Okay, it's creating the project, and so this is going to scaffold the full Mastra project for me, and it's even include a working agent right out of the box. Okay, so it's installing. Okay, so we want it in source, and we want OpenAI. Enter the OpenAI API key, and yes, I want to install the Mastra MCP that will give access to all the documentation. So I want to install it globally. I already installed it, but I did it again for you. Okay, so yes. Now I'm inside my project, and first I check that my MCP is enabled. So I go to settings and Cursor settings, and I go to MCP and I see that everything is enabled and that we have all these MCP tools. So he has access to the doc, to the blog, to the example, to everything, and that will help a lot to build our application. Then let's check the structure. So here I have opened the documentation, and so here in source we have a Mastra folder, and here we have an agent folder, and this is where we create our agents. And so the example is already showing a weather agent. Here we have our tools. So we have a weather tool here, and here we have workflows, and here we have our env file with our keys. I will change this key after this video. Okay, so now let's run the project. So I have the CLI installed, so I could run npm run dev, but I will run Mastra dev, and this is going to run the project. So here I have access to the API and to the playground, okay? And I have here a weather agent and a weather workflow and a weather tool. And we are going to retrieve all that in the playground. So here we have the weather agent. So, and this is local, so it's really, really cool. And I can ask, what is the weather in Madrid today? Okay. So the weather in Madrid today is a temperature of 34 degrees. That's why I am at home recording videos and not outside. It's super, super hot. And okay, and now we can look at the tools. So here we can test the tool directly. So for example, I put Madrid, and this tool is fetching the weather. Okay, so it gives all the parameters, the temperature, the humidity, the wind speed, etc. And then we have workflows. And here the workflows has two steps. It fetches the weather and it plans activities. So here if I put Madrid again and I run it, this is going to appear in the terminal here. You see, so, okay, weather summary, morning activities, afternoon activities, indoor alternatives, and yes, it's very hot. And here we can see what is happening. So we can open the JSON execution. So the city is Madrid, the date, the temperature, and the plan activities. The output is here. So this is really cool to have this just directly, locally, when you are building your agents. In our agent, we also have access to model settings, so we can change the temperature, the top P, and some advanced settings here, and to put the chat method to generate a stream. And we also have the endpoints. And for example, if I go here to localhost API agent, I can see everything about my agent, my tools, and my workflows. So let's see now how everything works. So this is the main configuration file, and this is where you register all your agents and workflows. So it imports everything you've built and connect it together. So if you want to add or remove an agent, you import it here and add it here. And so it's a place where you organize how Mastra runs your project. And now I want to understand how to build agents in Mastra. And for that, I'm going to use the Mastra MCP. So please explain me how to build an agent with Mastra. For that, please use the Mastra MCP to access the docs. Okay, so I run the tool, and now it's explaining everything. Okay, so what is a Mastra agent? A Mastra agent is an autonomous system powered by a language model. It responds to user prompts, it uses tools, It can maintain memory, context, history, and it interacts with external system via workflows or MCP. So the basic agent setup, so we can see here, we import agent from Mastra core agent, and we import a model from the AI SDK. Okay, and then we create the agent, so we give it a name and we give it instructions and a model. Then we add tools to this agent, so we create the tools here. So here it was the weather tool, so we import create tool from Mastra core tools and Zod, that's for the schema, and we create our tool. We give it an ID, an input schema, and a description, and then we execute it. Okay, so here it returns get weather. So here we have a function get weather that fetch the weather from an API, and it return a response, and here the response has this structure, temperature, feels like, humidity, wind speed, etc. Okay, and then we add this tool to our agent. So let's go back to our agents here. So we import the tool and we add it here in the tools. Okay, weather tool. Then we can also use memory. In this case, we have to install these packages that we import here. And so memory and libsql store. And we create memory here. Okay, so it's here. And we add it to our agent. Then we call our agent, so that it's not done here because we have the workflow and we can stream the response, and we can also use MCP tools, and that we are going to do it in an agent that we are going to create from scratch now. Now let's create a new agent that is going to check our emails, write emails, and check our calendar and create events in our calendar. Can you create a new agent named personal assistant? Okay, so now he has created a new agent. I wanted it to use a Mastra MCP, but finally what he has done, it says the new agent named personal assistant has been created and registered in your project. It's modeled after the existing weather agent, but is designed to be a general purpose assistant with no specific tools attached. Okay, so I'm going to accept that. Okay, so we see he had directly memory. I wanted to do it after, but he did it directly. So, and it has imported here personal assistant and add it to my agent. So let's test it in the playground. So I see that I have a personal assistant, and I ask it, hello, how are you? Okay, how can I help you today? But he has no tool, so he cannot do anything else. So now we are going to give him some abilities. So I want to give access to my calendar and my email to my agent. And for that, I'm going to use the Zapier MCP. Okay, so no, we are not going to use Zapier, but the Zapier MCP give you access to thousands of tools very easily. So for that, I need to create a new MCP server. Well, I have already done it. Okay, and select a client. I want it for cursor. And okay, I'm put number 3. I create the MCP server, and now I need to add tools. So I want to add Gmail. So add all Gmail tools. So this is my email. Add all Gmail tools. And I want to add my calendar and all calendar tools. Okay, and now I want to connect it, so I go here and I copy the URL. And then I go back to my repository. You see, pretty easy. Now we have this MCP server, and of course we can have much more tools from there. So now in our repo, in our M file, we are going to have this Zapier MCP URL here. Okay. And now I'm going to ask that I want to create an MCP tool in my personal assistant agent where I will connect the Zapier MCP. Can you create that for me? Okay, it's calling the MCP tool, so it's checking the documentation. Okay, so okay, we can see what is doing. Okay, so this is what we have to do. We need to import this Zapier MCP client. Well, no, he has created it tools. I wanted to create it here, but well, we can do it like that. So we need to import MCP client from Mastra MCP. Okay, and for that, he creates a new tool and is going to use the Zapier MCP URL. Okay, and here is exporting the Zapier MCP client using this MCP client from Mastra. Okay, we accept this. So here it's better explained. A new MCP tool integration for Zapier has been created. The files set up an MCP client for connecting to a Zapier MCP server via HTTP. You can configure the Zapier MCP server URL using the Zapier MCP URL that we have already done. And so the personal assistant agent now imports this client. So if we go here, we accept there's two. Okay, so it's importing the Zapier MCP client and it adding this to the tools with Zapier MCP client get tools. Okay, so it seems that he has done everything. Just one note, it's here instead of naming it Zapier MCP client, we could have named it simply MCP, because here we could have several servers. Okay, so if you want to give several MCPs in the same MCP client, we can do it. That's just a note and it's more advanced, but for the moment this should work. So let's test if it works. Here we are in the playground and I ask, can you read my last email? Okay, so he gets it. So this is an email that I've sent to myself. Hey Alex, I wanted to see if you're free for a quick meeting next Wednesday at 3 p.m. to discuss some business idea, blah, blah, blah. So this is the email I sent to myself. So this is right. And now, can you check if I'm available tomorrow, no, Wednesday at 3 p.m. Madrid time? Not tomorrow, Wednesday. Okay. So can you schedule this meeting from Wednesday at 3 p.m. on my calendar? Create the event, please. Okay, so it's created. Let's see if it works. So I go to my calendar and I see that this meeting has been created. It was not there before. So that's perfect. And now, can you please answer to this email that I'm available and I will be happy to talk Wednesday at 3 p.m. Okay, it has drafted a reply, so let's go to this email to drafts. And yes, hi Alexandra, thanks for reaching out. I'm available and would be happy to talk on Wednesday at 3 p.m. So everything works. It can check my emails, write emails, check my calendar, create events, etc. And this is very simple, but everything works perfectly. In this video, you've seen how to work with Mastra from start to finish. We have explored what Mastra is, installed and configured it with the MCP for instant access to the docs, walked through the project structure, tested the built-in system agent, and built a personal assistant agent from scratch. In the next video, I'll show you how to deploy your agent, expose its API, and connect it to a frontend or tools like NA10 so you can start turning your agent into real products. But if you want to go further, you can join my AI Alchemist community where we build full-stack AI applications every week with frontends, agents, and automation workflows. Link below. And if you're working on an AI project or want help planning one, you can book a free strategy call with me using the link below. Lastly, if this video helped you out, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment if you have questions or ideas for future videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.